So good evening, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here with all you guys here. Connecticut is a very, very special place for me. And, they're my obvious connections to the university. But my wife is also from here. We did not meet at UConn. She went to UNC. She's a Tar Heel. Makes things a little chippy at tournament time, right? But not this year, right? Not this year. But so she's right up the road here in Danbury, and her folks, my in-laws, still live there, and we reside in Manhattan, so we're able to visit a lot. I'm telling you guys, every time that I cross that state line, like it feels like home. It's like I'm getting a big old squeeze, and it's not only a testament to my time at UConn, or my in-laws, but the people of Connecticut as well. I tell people all the time that Connecticut has the absolute best fans, hands down, in the discussion, right? Both men and women's teams, all the players are loved and revered long after, our playing days are done. And over the years, I've just had, all across the country, just countless conversations with fans a couple generations ahead of me, either went to school with me or maybe they were, 6 when I was playing. But all the exchanges are always full of mutual joy, appreciation, nostalgia. And, I was able to be, with our boys down in Houston in the Final Four, and a lot of the guys were together, and it was amazing for me to see, from a third person, people coming up to, Chris Smith, Scotty Burrell, Ray, Kimba, and having the exact same exchanges with the exact same mutual exchange of joy, appreciation, and nostalgia. So I just want to take, a second here and just thank everybody here collectively for just truly making this place remarkable. And to the honorees, congrats. It's a wonderful achievement. Thanks for having, me included in it. So if we can have the honorees stand up real quick, please. Okay. There we go. Okay. And now, I'd like for you guys to clap for yourselves, please. Give yourselves a round of applause. Loud, you gotta be loud. Come on, gotta get loose with it. There we go. Good. No, y'all did good. So, this is a heck of an accomplishment. It's not because of the medal or the ribbon or getting your name etched in whatever, but, for what it demonstrates that you guys can do, right? So excelling in academics is very, very commendable, right? Excelling in sports, that's noteworthy. But doing both, that's next level, right? So to be here in this room being honored, you bear the title scholar athlete. And there's a lot of power and potential in that term, right? You guys are developing a myriad of skills that will, help you guys in your respective futures, and as you continue to strive and go towards your full potential, just remember to lean into the skills you guys have been developing, right? Time management, goal setting, working well with others, right? Just the value of hard work. All these are inner tools at your disposal. You guys have the blueprint for success. So as I'm here and I just look at the scene and look at all these bright young faces wrapping up the senior year and getting ready for their next journey. It reminds me of my own journey, way back when, When I was a young lad in Houston, Texas, I wanted to be in the NBA, yes, but I also wanted to be in the NFL and MLB, all at the same time. And at 8, I couldn't fathom why that wasn't possible, right? So you get older, you get a little wiser, and the realities of such endeavors, start to sink in. And by the time I was in high school, there was a time where I seriously doubted if I would play college basketball. Okay, so doubt, right? So if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting doubt yet, you will, right? So I'll give you a quick scouting report. So doubt is a mighty opponent, right? It has quite a reputation. It's said that doubt has killed more dreams than failure ever will, right? That's heavy. However, doubt has a weakness to preparation and perseverance, okay? So at this particular time, doubt was leaning on me pretty heavy. So I was like, you know what? I need a plan. Okay, it's gonna be a two-pronged attack, all right? So on the academic side, I was always a good student, so I couldn't let that part slip, right? If anything, I had to go if anything, they had to be exceptional. They need to stand out, because I needed coaches to know, say, hey, look, grades aren't gonna be a problem for this guy, right? Which is important because on the college level, you need to be able to pass to play. And it wasn't gonna be easy, but I had to make sure that box was thoroughly checked. So on the basketball side, my main issue was that I needed to get stronger. So to remedy that, I was like, all right, I committed myself to lifting 4 times a week for an entire year. It was a little tricky, wasn't easy. Had to, figure out school, had games, practice, but I committed myself, put on 15 pounds of muscle. My body was more ready for the college scene, so check that box. So academic box check, basketball box check, my grades were tight, my body was right, I had my scholarship offers, I picked Connecticut, I was on my way, doubt defeated, yay, right? Or was it? So the summer going into the summer right before I left for college was pretty cool, it was good. I was looking forward to it. I was super hyped. I was ready to start my college student athlete experience, and my bags had been packed. I was gearing up and ready to go, and then the moment came to actually leave. And I remember clear as day. I walked up to my front door, opened it, took one step out of my apartment, and immediately felt this very strange, but at the same time, very familiar sensation. It was doubt, right? And it came out of nowhere, right? Like I was just so hyped moments before, and now I was just in a straight up just daze. I was in a daze. The whole ride to the airport, the whole flight from Houston to Hartford, thoughts just swirling in my head like, oh, man, what are you doing? Are you up for this? Connecticut is a major D1 university. Will I be able to hang? You see, doubt's stubborn, okay? Doubt is very, very stubborn. It's gonna keep on trying to pop up and make itself relevant, right? In this particular point in time, it was trying to bum rush my psyche again. And it wasn't until I got to campus, I was able to shake myself free and be like, oh, you know what, hold up. I've been here before. I can do this, I got the tools. I need a plan, right? So what was I trying to do? I was trying to win a national championship. I was trying to get drafted to the NBA, and I was trying to graduate. So for me, the non-negotiable part of that, I was trying to graduate, right? So I was like, which was a little tricky because, at the time, if you stayed all 4 years in school, it may affect your draft status. I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. So I was gonna try and graduate in 3 years, and if the opportunity came for me to leave, I'd leave. If not, I'll spend an extra year and do graduate school. And in terms of the national championship, it was like, the preparation I'd have to do for the NBA national championship kind of fell in a basketball bucket, and then the academics was its own academic bucket, right? So what do we have? Had a two-pronged attack, very familiar, right? So on the academic side, I loaded up on my prereqs. I think for the first semesters I did like 18, 17, 16, and then I did summer school after my freshman and sophomore years. I came in with some AP classes, so that helped the process. So in terms of that part of the plan, it was pretty tight. It was in order. It was where it needed to go. Now for the basketball portion of the plan. So sometimes plans need to be tweaked, right? So you can't attack everything the exact same way all the time. You have to keep in mind the environment in which you're operating in, okay? And the tasks and what you're trying to accomplish, right? So some parts of your plan may be able to be carried over, and the other parts may need a little bit of augmentation, okay? So in my case, again, the academic portion, I felt pretty solid, and it was going the way it needed to go. Now, the basketball portion, to try to win a national championship and get drafted into the NBA, that part, needed some developing. And, that it's always good to stay flexible. It's always good to stay, open to suggestions. And in life, you will meet people and you will form relationships that could positively aid you on your journeys. One such person for me was Ben Gordon. So Ben Gordon was a pivotal member of the '04 national championship team and went on to have a very, very successful NBA career. He was drafted 3rd overall. He was the first and only rookie to win 6th Man of the Year. Had stops in Chicago, played for the Bulls, Pistons, Hornets, Magic, just all out, just talent, right? He was my roommate, okay? So freshman year, I'd oftentimes, be up studying late, and Ben would trickle in, and I never really thought much about it until one day, I came and I noticed he was sweating. I'm like, you're sweating? It's like it's winter time, right? So I know it's not because of the weather. And then, I looked a little bit closer. It looked like it was like a post workout mist sweat thing he got going on. I was like, bro, were you at the gym? Mind you, we already had practice earlier. We had a full practice earlier, right? And Ben was a specimen. He could run, jump, shoot, handle. He had it all. So I was like, you know what? If this guy is putting in work like that, I gotta reevaluate what I'm doing, right? On the flip side, he was like, he would come in and he would see that he would see me studying and be like, okay, he needed to make some adjustments on the academic side. So we traded notes. So we helped refine each other's grinds, right? I was able to more properly flesh out the basketball portion and bring it up to par with my academic portion and make sure, that 1-2 punch was in line. And, long story short, I had a few years later, I had my championship ring on my finger with my degree in hand as I, walked up and got drafted into the NBA. So, no, thank you. And look, so pro sports might not be in everybody's future, right? College sports might not be in everybody's future. College might not be in everybody's future. and that's okay, okay? Because the skills that you guys have been spending time cultivating, time management, goal setting, planning, organizing, working well with others, they have not been all for naught. What you guys are developing a mindset, you understand? And with a strong mind, anything is possible. I've met countless, high-ranking professionals and, top quality tradesmen that were former student athletes, okay? All you have to do is just keep an open mind and keep working on yourselves. Because you never know. Life is interesting. Life is crazy, right? Like you just really, really never know. So case in point, I remember, so way back, again, in Miss O'Connor's 4th grade class, we were we were doing something with maps, right? I think again, I'm from Texas. We're doing something with maps. We're trying to figure out, there was a debate on the biggest state, and everyone's like, yeah, Texas. I'm looking at the map and just looking at Texas and all this glory, feeling all this pride. And I'm like, man, look at Texas. And I just happened to look to the right. I'm like, man, look at all these, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, man, Texas will swallow you up. and then, I had to squint my eyes. I'm like, Connecticut? I'm like, what am I ever gonna do there? So you guys just really, really, really never know. So I'll leave you guys with this last little story. So when I was at Connecticut, the coach at the time was Jim Calhoun. For those of you guys who haven't heard of him, he, 3-time national champion, Hall of Fame coach, and he would start every practice a particular way. So we would all line up, all right? So we would all line up and we would start clapping, right? Much like how the honorees stood up and started clapping for themselves earlier. And we'll be clapping, we hooting and hollering. He would come in and he'd walk into the middle of the huddle and he'd let the applause settle, and then he would say, nothing great has ever been accomplished without enthusiasm. Okay? Nothing great has ever been accomplished without enthusiasm. And he said this every day, the exact same ritual, every day for 3 years. I heard it. And to be fair, I didn't really digest the fullness of the quote and the richness of what he was doing, and I didn't get appreciation until later. But it's like, yeah, like great things are difficult, like chasing your dreams. But it takes a certain amount of vigor to see things through. So when you guys go out there will be obstacles in your way, okay? And when you guys confront those obstacles, I hope you attack them with the same enthusiasm that you showed yourselves earlier, okay? So good luck the rest of the way, and thank you.